Devoting yourself to being better, knowing better, those are good genes. It's down to the DNA, staying solid like I was a Marine. If the heat's on, I can handle the pressure. If the mic's on, I can give you a lecture. If your ear's on, I'ma give you a blessing. Strategize, opportunities, progression. Repetition until it turn into perfection. Repetition until it turn into perfection. Repetition until it turn into perfection. Better tell 'em. The world don't stop just 'cause you're grieving. Better tell 'em. Funeral last week, rent due this evening. Better tell 'em. Red pill, blue pill, pick a side. Better tell 'em. Shit get real, better guard your life. Better tell 'em.
Back again with the Good Genes podcast. Another episode with your favorite cousins, Hailey and Necia. We back, y'all. And before I forget, because we got to get better at this, like this video right now. Drop a comment. Say, I'm here.
Here. Let's take a roll call.
Roll call. Are you here?
Yes.
Where you here from? You know what I'm saying?
We want to know.
We want to know. Let us know what's happening. But we're back again having a conversation I think Necia and I both need. But of course, we got to check in. So how you doing, cousin? How things been? How you feeling? You look good.
Thank you. I'm not even going to try to say the other way. I'm going to just stay in my, what they say, politically grammar way. I'm going to just say thank you instead of thank you. Anyway, I'm doing well, cousin. I'm in a good mood. I don't know. Yeah. It was an eventful week, but like I just woke up this morning like in such a great mood though.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what about you? How you doing? How you feeling?
I feel good. I'm doing good. Thank you.
Look, what they say? Look good, smell great, shaped like a figure eight.
Is
period.
I've been doing good. I've been sitting with my intrusive thoughts lately. So they'll come and I've been analyzing them, but they haven't affected my mood. Okay. So I have been feeling good. I've still been showing up and I feel proud about how I'm showing up. So I would say I've been good, but I've been like in deep thought with myself, very self-aware times for your girl.
Okay, so that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so within that, sitting with your intrusive thoughts and being very intentional and being self-aware, what do you think, like how did it all come together? Like, what are some things that came out of that? Or should I say, what are you proud of yourself for right now in this moment?
Okay. I am proud of myself for not believing some of those thoughts. I'm proud of myself for being patient, for being able to like slowly digest, because I'm a person who likes to be like a decision maker. Like something comes up, let's address it, let's solve the problem, and everything isn't solved immediately. So I am proud that I am being more patient with myself and taking the time to analyze more, because more than anything, I prefer to make the right decision than to just make a decision. So, but how about you? What do you feel proud of yourself for right now?
I'm proud of myself for slowing down and just being intentional or being present. So yeah, I think I've been doing a great job at just doing that, especially with the type of week I had. It was a lot going on, but I was able to just sit down, take it in, process it. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm proud of myself for doing that because I'm usually one that's on go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So on the flip side of that, we do have not so great thoughts of ourselves sometimes. So what's something you're telling yourself that you're not deserving of and why you're validating you're not deserving of it?
Well, that's a good question. Let me think about this. Something that I feel I'm not deserving of.
Yeah. So if you finish the sentence.
Yeah. I am not deserving of blank.
Yep. So, I'd be big. When my life is a mess, I go watch Ayala Fix My Life because things could always be worse.
Right.
So she says repeat and complete.
Okay.
So you would say, I am not deserving of because.
Okay. I am not deserving of God's grace. Because, like, I'm just you know, I'm a sinner. I know he loves me. He already accepted that fact that I'm a sinner and all that. But sometimes I be really feeling like, dang, I done fell off the horse again. And I have to, just like you said on a previous episode, stand up. And then when I sit back down, I have to just stand back up. But sometimes, like, I know for a fact, like, as many times God has sent his grace to me, I do not deserve that. Yeah. But what about you?
So I kind of feel similarly, but I feel like I'm not deserving to feel bad because God has been gracious to me. I am not deserving of being mad because I don't have what I want, because I'm living in something I wanted. So, you know, it's almost like feeling guilty for wanting more,
Right.
when I already have things that I wanted.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, working through those things, but I would say that's where I am, or what I'm telling myself, because just like you said, you are deserving of God's grace. But sometimes we tell ourselves we aren't deserving of something, or that's what it feels like. And on the flip side, proud of not acting on those. So it's like, even though I may feel this way, or I have this thought in my mind, I'm not acting on it. So it's not my reality.
Right.
You know, it's not who I am, how I show up. It's not reflective of self. It's just, you know, a thought that can be in my head.
Okay. I like that.
Thank you.
All right. So part of, like, also, like you say, sitting with your thoughts and really just sitting still and silent with self, sometimes it really presents an opportunity for you to kind of reflect, right? So we know that everybody is experiencing some level of pain of some sort.
Yeah.
So with your pain, it also produced a lot of progress, right?
Pain is progress. They are one.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't really
They're equal.
You can't get progress without pain. Yeah. So with that, how have you seen yourself grown over the last 6 months, a year, maybe even 5 years? Like, what are some things that you notice about Hailey and you be like, you know what, I've really grown from that?
Oh, okay. I just want to emphasize how pain is progress, and how small things in life have shown me that. So, of course, you know, your girl on a weight loss journey. So I've been just trying to move my body more, and I roll out of bed and I'm like, everything hurts. But I step on the scale and I see the result of it. So literally the progress that I'm looking for doesn't come without pain. And anything that you want doesn't come without pain. If I want more of something, I'm going to lose sleep to have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about this podcast and how I'm like, dang, do I have a day where I can sleep in? Like,
Not really.
not anymore. Right. But it's like, this is also something I asked for.
Right.
So there is pain with progress. But I would say, you asked me like how I've seen it or how it's shown up. So definitely, I never wanted to move to Miami. I am not a city girl. But in the last 6 months, it is something I did. It was a painful part of progress. But again, got things that I wanted. I have a peaceful home to myself, which I wanted. I have this podcast, which I wanted. I wanted to be closer to you, to be a sister to you, to be an aid in your healing journey. And like, it's painful to me, but it's progress for what I want. And then in a year, boo, tomatoes. So much painful progress in the last year. And dealing with grief, like just accepting the hard days.
Yeah.
They're part of the progress. And then last 5 years, I was 26. Oh, good Lord. And that was like COVID, right?
Yeah. Yeah, sounds about right.
Yes. So much.
We just got in 2026. So that would have put us like 2020, 2021, which is like the pandemic.
Yeah, height of COVID.
Yeah.
So much painful progress. Like, I moved from Atlanta back
home too. You done relocated twice within 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
One thing about me though, I am not afraid to start over.
Same.
Like, people always talk about y'all afraid to start over, but I'm on like my 5th life for sure.
Yeah.
I will start over again, because as long as I have breath in my body, it's an opportunity to do and become what I want. And like I talked about in the previous episode, sometimes you stand up and sit down. Sometimes you stand up, take a few steps, but sometimes you run too fast and fall and bump your head. So it's like you have to make adjustments. And I believe in not being afraid to make adjustments, not being standing still in fear, you know? So yes, I have made a lot of adjustments, but all of that progress came with pain.
Yeah.
Yep. How about for you? What have you experienced, seen, done in those increments in your life?
So I agree. Pain is definitely progress. It's hand in hand. And I feel like for the last couple years, I've been being stretched, and like pruned in a way, and pressed. You get what I'm saying?
It reminds me of T.D. Jakes' book. It's called Crushing.
I didn't read that yet.
It's basically about the theory of like how you create wine.
Yes.
It's through this crushing process you get something so beautiful.
Right. Same with like diamonds. Diamonds require pressure, you know, in order to produce that beautiful product. Grapes and wine, it has to be crushed and pressed. So I feel like it's not even that. I feel like I know I've been going through those seasons and just being stretched outside of my comfort zone. When I'm the type of person by nature, I just, once I'm like kind of complacent with something, I can get comfortable, you know? So me being stretched, I've been seeing growth in that, you know? And I give you an example. I'm very private. I spoke about this before. Like I really, like a lot of people like, but Necia, when I listen to the podcast, you seem like a talker. And I'm like, I talk to people I know. You see me talking to Hailey, who I'm extremely comfortable with, you know?
Yeah.
So, but if it was like somebody else, I probably wouldn't be as talkative. You know, it has to be someone that I genuinely want to just have a conversation with and feel comfortable. But like doing this podcast, it's stretching me beyond my comfort zone because now there's cameras. You get what I'm saying? We're
in an audience,
and we're posting on social media, you know? So, but the beauty in that of me being stretched outside my comfort zone, I'm also recognizing that I can achieve a new height that I once didn't think was achievable. You get what I'm saying? I can now have a positive impact. I spoke about this on an episode or two back. Part of my legacy is I want to be remembered as doing like having a lot of positive impact and influence on people, right? But like having this podcast, if you will, in order to see progress in that area for me to add to my legacy, it's like it's requiring me to do this, you know?
Yeah.
So, and even things like people do know, if you know me, sometimes when I get to talking, it's hard for me to be quiet, especially when I'm trying to make my point. But I've been learning that silence is power. It's power in silence. It's like maturity in that, because it shows that you don't have to always speak. And I'm learning how to like mind my mouth, you know? So it's just like in those things, but it's making me more successful and it's making me a better person to be around.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like strengthening my relationships across the board. So yeah, like, it definitely, I feel like I've grown in those ways, like, yeah, and not being so hard on myself. I used to be so hard on myself. Now it's just like,
yeah. I still struggle with being hard on myself. This weight loss journey has made
I still
very...
do. It's just not to the extreme as it was.
Yes.
But please finish your thought.
I just saying it's been like making it more prevalent for myself that it's like how hard I am on myself. So that's been showing up. But you said something that I've worked on as well, which is like minding your mouth. And this is one thing why I feel like women should have platonic friendships with men, or even have thought-provoking conversations with the men in their life.
Right.
Because men they're naturally better at that. Women are emotional. We want to express ourselves. There's things we want to say. And men move more in action. And that can be in good and bad ways, but naturally they move more in action. There are a few words they're going to get, there's only so much explaining that they have to do. They're not engaged. They ain't going back and forth with you.
Right.
So that's one thing I really learned to pick up from men. Like that's one thing I have always admired about my mom's dad. We call him Pops. He, like, we would sit at the table to like eat dinner, and he would chime in every once in a while, but you listened to him because he didn't talk as much. You held on to what he said because it wasn't like I got 1,000 words from you. Like, what you said was meaningful. You said what you had to say, and that was it. It wasn't a whole bunch of chatter. And I've learned to admire those qualities in men instead of being like, you're a poor communicator.
Yeah.
Like, it can be both, of course. But I do think that we need to, or I have learned to see the strength in that in men and learn how to work with it and adapt to it. Because it don't take a 5-page essay
To get to your point.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm learning that. And that's so important. I agree. This is why I do think, even if it's not your father or if you don't have a brother, find somebody in a community of the opposite gender as you. And this even goes for men too, that will keep it real and honest with you and don't mind shedding light into like the insider, you get what I'm saying, like the barbershop and hair salon talks. Because like even for men, I think it's important for them to like learn from women. But I know I learned, like, I literally just had this conversation with my dad like 2 weeks ago. He was like, Necia, the shit you be saying. He was like, I'm your daddy, and I like that be like dang near caving my chest in.
Yeah.
He was like, and you just do it so eloquently, you really kind of don't even realize it for real. So it really made me feel like, dang, if my dad is saying this, you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
I need to like take heed. I done had like candid conversations like with even my brothers, like, you get what I'm saying? So, and it really like, my husband was like, we learned this in premarital and postmarital counseling. Like, you have to sometimes just designate, babe, can I get just 10 minutes? And just you stick to that 10 minutes. Don't go a minute over unless he continues the conversation. Because as women, we'll get in our groove of expressing stuff, and now we losing the person we're trying to communicate with halfway through the conversation. You get what I'm saying? And like you said, for majority, in general, I think women, we have a larger vocabulary than most men. So sometimes we could just keep going on and on and
Or more
on.
expressive words.
Halfway through our second paragraph, they're already trying to figure out, most men are trying to figure out how to resolve it. So they checked out. So yeah, I've been really learning, like, I get further now learning that, like, even making sure I don't keep people on the phone for like too long unless they keep the conversation going, because I don't want you, it just adds to just having effective communication.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I've been really learning, not that my mouth is totally disrespectful, but just even learning like little things like not cutting people off.
Yeah.
Let them finish their thought.
And I think that's a part of being accountable, which people feel like women struggle with.
Right.
So it's like, I always want to be more accountable, and I did something funny that really made me have to be accountable to myself. So I asked some friends and family. I saw this funny video, and I was like, tell me your thoughts. And the girl asked her friends, tell me the pros and cons of why a man should date me. So of course I'm sending it out.
Right.
And it's hilarious, but I couldn't just send it to my homegirls, you know what I'm saying? Because then that would just feed what I want to know.
Right.
I knew that the people I needed to send it to, that would be honest with me. Like my friend Grant, chef's kiss on his response.
Right.
But then I think about my brother. My mom was like, you should ask Tim. I was like, I'm not in the mood to be bullied today. Because that's how big brothers are. But I eventually did ask him. And of course he gave me all the good, but his cons were like, you think you know everything. Excuse my language, but I'm going to say what he said verbatim. He said, you think you know everything, you're going to make a nigga want to hit you in your shit. And it's like, yeah, I very much so. I know that. And you know what my response to him was?
Right.
I said, but I be right most of the time.
See, you're supposed to say, and thank you.
Yeah. But, you know, to me, I'm saying that in like sibling banter.
Right.
But that is something I'm definitely learning because even they both can be true. even if I am right most of the time, what it comes off to how that could come to someone else is you think you know everything, you think you're better than me, you always want to tell me what to do. And I know that things like that aren't going to be well received by men.
Right.
So it's like, Hailey, just hush your mouth and find another way. That's where I think women should act more like men, because men move more in action. So they're going to show you how they feel in action. They're either going to do right by you or they're going to go against you. They ain't going to say all of that. They ain't going to cut you with words. You're going to be able to see them do it, even if they do it subconsciously. So that's why I feel like move more like men and just, Hirsch, I don't have to be right.
Everything.
Even if I am right, it doesn't have to be outwardly expressed.
Right. I feel like we have to all have a balance. We need like a even like the way our
Building partners.
Yeah, the way our anatomy is even built. We even women has testosterone and men has progesterone. You get what I'm saying? But there needs to be a healthy balance. So I do think that's one trait and characteristic of a man, or what be a masculine trait, is sometimes it's best to be a woman of little words. That way, when you do speak, it holds more power and weight. Because it's just like a man who don't talk a whole lot. Like when he says something, you almost like, you're really intrigued. Like, oh my God, like what he about to say? You get
and it play over and over in your head.
Right, because he is a man of little words. The little yappers, it's like he always talking. Like, so you just kind of write it off like he's talking again. So it's like sometimes just learning, like knowing when to speak, and then having an accountability partner. Like, you know what, Hailey? Being a little know-it-all right now.
And I accept.
Right. Just like it'd be such like Necia, it's not that serious. And a little too bougie right now. You get what I'm saying? So, and we need people like that, because iron sharpens iron. Like, I don't want a whole bunch of yes men around me. Y'all see me not doing well or falling off of my pivot and y'all not saying anything. So that's what's like, I love our relationship, because we can call each other out in a respectful way, but we can also like, cousin, you doing that. You get what I'm saying? Like, we can also compliment each other and provide constructive criticism. And I think healthy relationships, they need both. You need somebody who can give you compliments and constructive criticism.
Yeah, and I think what has been great about our relationship with that is that it's also well received.
Right.
So what are some ways, because I think everybody wants to say you need to be held accountable, take accountability, but nobody's saying what accountability looks like, because the expectation is you're going to acknowledge it verbally in the moment, but you did it because it was natural to you. So then you're going to continue to do it and just say, oh yeah, I realized I did it right now. So I want to talk to you about what true accountability looks like for you, and how do you try to be cautious of being accountable?
I feel like first, like when I think of accountability, I feel like you can't even be accountable unless you acknowledge. So I think the first step is acknowledging the offense. Like today I was like 10 minutes late, right? So it's like, I think I said this in a previous episode, but just saying, sorry, apologize for my tardiness, I'm late. To me, I'm being accountable for me being tardy and for not valuing our time as like I should. You get what I'm saying? And so I think something like that. And then like even on more serious topics, like when I know I didn't really offended somebody or hurt somebody, or sometimes when I don't even know. Like one thing I learned too over the last like 5 years, we was talking about how we seen each other grow, how we seen ourselves grow over the years. When people used to tell me how I hurt them or offended them, I used to almost try to argue like, nah, that I didn't mean it like that. And instead of just accepting the fact, I'm so sorry that I hurt you. Because how can I tell you how to feel about something that I said or done to you? You get what I'm saying? So I like, for that, like people have like, and recently told me like, you hurt my feelings when you said or did XYZ. I didn't even try to argue. I didn't even try to like, but how? You just being too sensitive. I just was like, I'm so sorry for hurting your feelings. And then if they did share what hurted them, I said exactly that. Insert what hurt them, what I did, and then took accountability for it. And said I would truly try to work on it, because I think So the first step is acknowledging with accountability, right?
Yes.
I think the latter step is also creating some type of recovery plan or next steps, if you will. Like, okay, well, how are we going to fix this? How am I going to resolve this? You get what I'm saying? It's like, because then if you just acknowledge it, it's almost like it could happen again. But if you acknowledge, like, these are the steps I'm going to do to make sure I don't say that anymore or make you feel like that anymore, it kind of makes you feel like, okay, well, they're actually going to be intentional on working on it. So that's what accountability looks like to me. And it's tough. I'm not even going to sit here and lie, because don't nobody want to be told that you were on the hand of hurting someone, offending someone. You get what I'm saying? Especially when, like, most times it's not my intention.
Right.
But my intention sometimes get lost in the reality. The reality is I did hurt this person, even though I know that wasn't my intention. But my next step is to acknowledge that I hurt them and to let them know I am going to work on never saying or doing said thing. You get what I'm saying? So that's what it looks and feels like to me. What about you? What does accountability look and feel like to you?
So for me, accountability in action looks like, of course, addressing in the moment, acknowledging in the moment. But I like to have follow-up. So say I have offended you, or you say, Hailey, when you said or did this, it made me feel away. I'm going to apologize. That's not my intention. And then I'm going to ask you what aspect of it, or in which ways that I showed up. Where was the pain? Was it how I said it? Was it what I said? Was it how I moved? Was it a trigger for you? You made me feel similar to another feeling I had. Because then that lets me know, that's my GPS. That lets me know how I need to move forward around this issue.
Right.
And then I believe it's a part of being introspective. So if you tell me, I ain't like the way you moved on this, I'm going to look in myself and I'm going to say, because a lot of things that we don't want to be held accountable for are just learned behaviors. So I have to look at myself and say, where did I learn to behave like this? Why does it feel why do I feel comfortable behaving this way? So then now I'm deep diving on myself, because again, if these are natural things that I learn, it's going to come up again.
Yep.
And then all I can say is, oh, I can see it right now. But until I can go to myself and say, why am I doing this? I want to know how it hurt you. So once I've resolved it in myself, now I know how to walk through this with you. Now I know how to be more mindful of that pain point. Now I know how to be more mindful of my tone. Because maybe in my family, this is how we communicate. So it's this is how I am. This is what I'm used to. You know how I am. So instead of doing that, I need to realize, hey, what you're doing, moving, how you're existing is harmful to someone else.
Right.
So, it's your GPS. I know how to move with you.
Right.
I know how to be a passenger in this car of whatever we're doing. And that goes for literally any human. It's not people you're dating. It's family. It's co-workers, anything. Because you don't have to argue why you're right. It's not about intention. It's very few times where people intentionally hurt you. They are genuinely they're repeating cycles. They are genuinely doing what they have seen done.
Right.
Just like I think about people in abusive relationships. And when you look at why they stay or what happened there, you're like, your daddy used to beat your mama. Her mama used to get beat on by your granddaddy. So y'all are doing what you have seen as displays of love. So you got to the crossroad of make a change, do what I'm used to. And naturally, we're going to do what we're used to. My mama stayed. This is how she kept a man. This is how they was married this long. This is how her bills got paid. She never had to worry about anything, stayed in the nicest. So in your mind, when you want to achieve that, this is how love looks. And you're going to repeat what you've seen. Even if you know it's wrong, I feel like we're naturally going to repeat things in some way. And it's up to us to look at us and say, why do I act like this? Am I doing this just because my mama did this?
Right.
Am I doing this just because this is how I talk to my brothers, so this is how I'm going to talk to every man?
Yeah, that reminds me, I've like been on this thing for like, I say like the last 2.5 years, where I tell myself like, in order to not be offended by or take certain things personal, sometimes I have to remember people's behaviors are powered by their beliefs. You get what I'm saying? So like you said, in some families, it's normal to talk crazy to each other. And that's because that is their belief. They don't believe that there's nothing wrong with that. They don't believe it's disrespectful. They believe this is how family, this is just family. You should get over it.
I'm expressing myself.
I'm expressing myself, but they truly believe that, so it powers that behavior. And then, like, you had mentioned something else, like why people stay in relationships. It goes back to that question we asked in the beginning, like abusive relationships. Most times, they believe they're not they don't deserve anything above that. They have convinced themselves, due to their own beliefs, that this is love. If I heard a girl one time, and it wasn't on TV or podcast, it was in real life, say like, if a dude don't put his hands on her, like, she can't tell if he don't love her. And I was like, but she was so serious. She was dead serious. And I was like, you know what? At the moment when she said it, I was like taken back. But now looking back on it, I was like, she really believed that. So, so her behavior will be as a woman who would stay through all of that. Just like some people, they think it's just like you being so strong and a ride or die. If you stay with a dude doing all of that, and he cheating and lying and all of this stuff, it's like,
that's how you show you love him.
Yeah, no. But people have really convinced themselves of this stuff due to their own beliefs. So it makes me always check my beliefs. Like sometimes, like what I used to believe is not what I believe. I no longer believe. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't never want, so like when you recognize like my belief was off, and that's what powered that behavior out of me. You have to check that.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Because it can get sticky.
Yeah, that instance really just made me think about something we just talked about, which is that pain is progress. Mm-hmm. And I think in some people's mind, that's the correlation. Mm-hmm. Pain is progress. So if we don't argue and go back and forth and put our hands on each other, if it's not hard, then it's not love. If it's not hard, it's not worth it. Mm-hmm. When it's like, this ain't the hard that we talking about.
Right. No, it's two different things. Right. But yeah, it just and that goes to like somebody's perception and their own definition. This is why I think it's so important to do like check-ins and have these with people around you and know like definitions of. I was talking to my homegirl and my husband, and we were like define loyalty. Mm-hmm. He was like, you know how I feel about loyalty. I'm like, nah, I want to know how you feel about it now. I know how you felt about when we met, but how do you feel what loyalty is now? Like, what does peace look like to you now? Because our definitions change as we evolve, and some of us backtrack. Our definition of words change. You get what I'm saying? So hard to somebody means flat out struggling. Mm-hmm. And then some hard mean like, no, we build a muscle.
Yes.
Like, you get what I'm saying? It's more of a soreness. Because
it's not breaking a leg.
Yeah, I'm building endurance here. Yeah. I'm not building emotion. Like, I'm not building like endurance, like somebody blacking my eye and my facial structure just getting used to taking it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not breaking a bone pain. We're building a muscle pain.
Right. I don't think certain people know the difference between like muscle pain, bone pain, like you said. Because like when you have bone pain, like when you imagine like if you break a bone versus you sprain a muscle, which one gonna heal faster?
You read my mind.
And that's how we have to look at life. Like some of us, we're breaking our bones literally by giving ourselves unnecessary hardships.
But physically, if you break a bone, it heals faster than a muscle. Muscles, when you like tear a tendon, tear your ACL, like that's something you feel forever.
Yeah.
When you break a bone, if you put it in a cast and heal it properly, it heals much faster than when you tear a muscle. So it's like you gotta think, that's why it's easier to have the painful to break a bone. Because it's like, this gonna heal quick. I'm not even gonna remember it some time from now. But when you're doing that real hard work to build muscles and you go too far into that, those are things that you feel forever. So it's like, I think that's why people are more comfortable with the hard pains, the break a bone pain, because it feels easier to fix, and it's harder to maintain muscle and train muscle and not take it too far.
Right.
Like, you really have to have discipline to train a muscle versus breaking a bone.
Right.
So,
That's such a good analogy.
thank you.
So what is like one factor that you feel like started your change with wanting to be more like self-aware? Like one driving factor.
For me, it's because I know the only thing, I'm a controlling person by nature. One of the cons on the list that from my friends. And I know that, but I know the only thing I can control and that I'm in control of is myself. So if who I am, what I can achieve, who I can impact is 100% dependent on me, I'm going to be the best version of that.
Right.
Nobody else control this. This is one thing I have control of, and it's me. So if I want to be better, do better, any of that, I have to change. I have to be moldable. I have to do these things. So that really drives me when I think about, the factors of change, why I want to do something. It's like, because I'm the only one who can control it. God has already destined it for me. It's my job to step into it. Nobody else can move me from that pivot except God.
Mm-hmm.
So that really drives me to be like, beware of how you're showing up. Beware of the difference between who you think you are and how you're showing up as. So how about for you? What's one of your driving forces behind your why?
Just because I am on a journey of really wanting to be the best version of myself as possible. I'm not striving for perfection, because I realize perfection does not exist in this imperfect world. But I do want to be the best version of myself. You get what I'm saying? I want to have better experiences, better relationships. And I know in order to do that, like you stated, the change is going to start and end with me. If I don't do anything, that I'm not going to see much change. But I do have free will to get myself together and be like, know what? I could change this. I could change this. I could change that. I still have time. Every day I wake up, that's another day for me to work on something about myself, And I'm such a layered person. So there's always room, opportunity for me to and things to work on. I'm never I don't never want to get to a place that I feel like I don't have nothing to work on, So that's a driving factor for me, because I really I just want to be the best version of myself. I want to get better and better. What my life was 5 years ago, when I look back, I'm glad I see improvement. And I want to look back in 2029 and say, well, how many years that would be? No, 2020.
3 years.
So 2020, 32?
What are you talking about? 5
Anyway,
years?
5 years from now.
31.
Doing math. Okay, 31. We told y'all last episode, Hailey was a mathematics person. Okay, so in 2031, I want my life to look different for the better than it does now. But that's going to require change, work. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's always, I'm big on too, self-educating myself. Whatever I don't know, that is something I need to go learn.
Amen.
You get what I'm saying? I don't want to just be well, I don't know it. Well, they ain't teach it to us. No, I'm big on go and figure it out. If it's something that I know I need, financial literacy and stuff, that's how I became so big on that, because I was and just becoming more emotionally aware and even more grounded, more spiritually. I was there's things that I don't know that I need to know. And there is so much other stuff within every aspect that I still need to learn.
Absolutely.
So it's I'm on my quest to do that.
And so in what ways do you ensure the person you believe yourself to be, or you're aware of yourself as, is the person that shows up in the world?
I keep people around me that's going to tell me the truth. Recently over the summer, I think I said this a few episodes back, that I had reached out to people that was, close to me, but I know that would still be so honest. and ask them to like describe me in one word. Because I just wanted to know, am I who I know I am? You get what I'm saying? Doing things like that, check-ins. I go to therapy. Key would tell me quick.
Thank you.
Like my therapist be getting me together. You get what I'm saying? And like sometimes what I went in therapy thinking was like a badge of honor, like being strong and all of this stuff. She was like, that comes from just being traumatized of feeling like you can't lose.
Yes.
Why do you feel like you don't have a safety net? Why do you feel like you have to be on go sometimes? So like having people like that give me another perspective to think about life.
Yep.
Talking to like my spiritual parents, you know, who would get me together very quickly. You get what I'm saying? Like, maybe this is another way of thinking about it. You get what I'm saying? So that also just brings everything in perspective for me. And sometimes a lot of these people, they'll be like, you're doing great. You know, like when I was going through grief counseling, she'd be like, Necia, you're processing things, you know, quite well, in my opinion. She's a professional. I'm not. So my friends, you would tell me quick, well, Necia, this is what, you know, this is, and this, you know, I just feel like keeping people around me, that has helped me so much. Realize like what work I need to do and what work I've done, successfully done. You know what I'm saying? Because like they're also, like, again, compliment you and provide you constructive criticism. So I keep people like that around me to let me know like where I'm at with it.
The image I get is like the bumpers on bowling. They keep you from going in the gutter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
All right, you coming too far from here.
Like even when I be like sometimes low-key about to crash out, like there are certain people in my life, they'll remind me how much I have on the line to lose. They'll remind me of who I am. They'll remind me of, like my brother was like, when two fools are arguing, you can't tell who's the fool. Stuck with me.
Thank you.
Right? So like I keep people like that around me and be like, why are you even entertaining that? So I feel like that has been, I guess I said cheat code, but that has helped me tremendously. Like just keeping good, solid people around me. And then I do my own self-reflections too. Like every now and then I just got to sit with myself. Yeah. And if I start to feel a little uncomfortable, why? This is me. Why am I getting uncomfortable sitting with my own self? I got to check that. Let's talk in the mirror, or let's talk in the living room by myself. So it's,
let's journal.
Let's journal, right? Like I had a moment like that earlier this week, actually. So I was like, Necia, like it wasn't that I had a problem sitting with myself in this moment. I was trying to make sure that I was actually processing what was happening and not just going through the moment. So I had to like sit with it and just be like, okay, process it. Okay, like I had to like literally coach and talk myself through it. So yeah, that's how I do it. What about you?
So for me, I think it's also like accountability. How I make sure how I feel about myself is how I show up. Is I almost put it in third person. I imagine that if someone who was smart or wanted to display their intelligence, how do they show up? What does that look like? If I encountered a person that I said, wow, I think she's really smart, in which ways does she show up so that I can reflect that? So I can say, if I want to be this way, what does that look like? Same thing in dating. If I want to be a wife, what does a wife look like? How does a wife behave? And then I have to emulate that behavior. Then I have my bumper cars who tell me like, too far, all right, that ain't the lane, come back over here, figure it out. But I always like to think to myself is like, what characteristics would I put on someone else to say this? How would I see this shown up in other people? And then I exercise that muscle. And I say, well, this is what I want to do. If I say I want to be a serial entrepreneur or I want to be successful, if I go and look at people I define as successful, like I was talking, I don't remember who I was talking to, but love the story of Tom Brady. Everyone looks at how successful he is, GOAT in football. He was the 199th pick in the draft. It was you may get to play if everybody gets hurt.
Dang.
So I look at journeys like that and I say, So he didn't have this first round draft pick story. Everybody wanted him, played for so long because he was so good. So now I look at myself when I say I want to be successful. I want to be the best at what I want to do. I know that I may have to start at the 199th pick and prove how well I am. You know?
I love that.
Thank you.
Such a great analogy. I love a good analogy.
Yeah, I'm analogy queen.
Love it.
The analogy queen. But that's how I really like understand or move to make sure what I say I want and who I think I am is the person I show up as.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's something I wasn't always good at, but I'm getting better at, is especially things I feel strong about myself. When that is being criticized, how I behave or what I tell myself in that time. Because sometimes when you have that criticism or you hit the bumper, it feels like harm. It feels like you just want to talk down to me. You don't understand me. You're not getting it. Yeah. And it's like, this is a form of love. And I think of God is the same way. God is gracious and he's the most loving being, thing, whatever you want to consider God. But he also provides consequence to action. He doesn't just allow you to get away with it. You are going to have growing pains. You're going to suffer from not moving the right way or falling short of his grace. But he understands that you're going to do that. He's going to love you anyway. But that doesn't mean that you you're off punishment.
Right.
You know, it's like, oh no, there's no way you make it through this without a consequence. And a lot of people think that they don't have consequences to their actions when it's like, you didn't think that you would. That's why you keep doing, excuse my language, that's why you keep doing dumb shit. Because you feel like, I shouldn't have to suffer a consequence. Yes, you do. So just being like, how can I have as least consequences and then accepting my consequences gracefully?
Right.
Yep. This is the season I'm in. We rebuilding. You know what I'm saying? This is a rebuilding season for this team. And we just going to do the best that we can to rebuild.
Okay. You said something that prompted a question. You were talking about like receiving like constructive criticism, right? Are you proud of how you've been receiving it lately?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And even in this instance where I said pros and cons to my friends, one of them I really had to sit with because I wanted to expound on it or say, this is something I'm working on. But I had to remind myself that if I can see it, I'm working on it. So that means I can see it. So that means other people can see it. That this is a pain point for you. And it doesn't mean that I'm a failure. It doesn't mean that I've uncapable. It just means that I'm still in the toddler phase of trying to figure out how to walk. Like, that's like telling a baby who wants to be held, I thought you wanted to walk. You didn't want me to hold your hand yesterday. And it's like, okay, Hailey, if you can see it, others can see it. And that is just reality. So, how about for you?
Yeah, as of late, I've been proud of how I've been receiving it because I've been much more, like, I feel like I've created a safe enough space to be approachable for people to give me constructive criticism, right? Like, I don't think I'm bigger than a program. Like, you can outright tell me. I welcome it. So I feel like as of lately, yes, and when I say as of lately, I mean the last couple years, I would say, but I've really, really gotten better, I would say in these last 10 months, right? Because of like life experiences shape me to want to live life a different way. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And like I said, have a better experience of life, have a better relationships, because now I see life so much differently. You always hear life isn't promised, but it really is something to like have somebody here one day and then they're not here the next day and you didn't expect that. You get what I'm saying? And even if you did to an extent, there's not enough preparation. So it made me look at life differently. Like, okay, well, somebody is pulling me aside to tell me something, obviously they doing it out of a place of love.
Yes.
And it's not always something that I should take personal or offense, because sometimes when people watch from the sideline and they see things that you can improve and they don't say it, it should make you question their true intentions about you anyway.
Yeah, like, do you love me?
Right. That's like if I had like a bra strap showing and we just out to dinner, you don't never tell me, I don't know since I get home. Like something like that.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like I've been appreciating it more because I feel like it's a form of love. Like these people really want to see me get better, thrive. Like, you know? So yeah, I feel like I've been getting much better with it.
Okay, I have a conclusionary question / thought.
Okay.
Because I think it's a lot of good advice that we gave, but we have to remember, like we've spoken about previously, just because you do something different doesn't mean that you don't have the feelings of want to revert back.
Absolutely.
So what are some of the things, or the one thing that motivates you when you want to go back? Because, you know, we are recovering crash outs over here. So now that you recover, what are some things that help you from relapsing? Or what do you remind yourself when it bubble up in you and you say, oh, I want to get back active? What is the one barrier for that?
Well, yeah, I think we discussed this in episode 9, I want to say. But really knowing my why, I always keep that in mind too. I know that's like basic of the basic. But I have to, like, it just keeps me, like, it's like the bumpers on the bumper alley, like you said. Because, like, when I know, like, okay, Necia, if I revert back or relapse, everything that's outside of this bumper is going to take a hit. You get what I'm saying? I don't want it to, so I need to stay within my lane. So just keeping my why in mind and just keeping my true desire of me genuinely wanting to get better. It's not something like I just say, but I genuinely deep down inside want to get better. I really want to become a better person. Like, I don't, like the person I woke up yesterday, hope and pray that I wake up a better person today. You get what I'm saying? Because and some things aren't going to be as noticeable either. But like you say, like when you know it, you know what you're working on, you can feel it. So it gives you kind of that much more confidence to keep going. So I just think, like, knowing my true desire, Necia, is I want to get better. So if I relapse, you know how they say you take 3 steps forward, 5 steps back. So that's when I'm about to go redo all of that work and some. And I don't like doing rework. I don't. Like, even on my job, like, I'm always trying to find, like, the simplest way of doing something. How can we streamline this? Because I don't like doing extra steps on unneeded work. I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
So that really keeps me like, don't do it. Don't relapse, because you're trying to get better. Or is you just saying that? And that's like those self-talks in the mirror. Like, are you just saying, are you really trying to get better?
Or you just popping it?
Yeah. Or am I just popping it? Then I have to do like a weight and like a scale. Like, which one weighs more? Me really genuinely wanting to get better, or me proving a point in this moment and potentially crashing out and relapsing? Me wanting to get better every time in this season of my life. What about you?
I think it's just being accountable to who I want to be. I will remind myself, is this how who I want to be would behave? Like, I think of the biggest instance that I've worked on, crashing out on, is like to put my hands on people. And what I remind myself in those instances is, why would I give someone a platform to make us equal? If you've harmed me harming you only makes us equal. You never have to, you're going to have an excuse of why you behaved the way that you did, instead of genuinely sitting down and holding onto it. And I guess maybe that's the other petty side of me. I've just transformed it to another petty, because it's like, now you can only hold it.
Yeah.
So I can inflict pain in another way. Now you can't say, well, we used to go back and forth and that's something we used to do. You can never say that I harmed you like you harmed me. You can never say that. And that's what those feelings used to be, is you hurt me, now I'm about to hurt you.
Right.
So, but now I remember I don't want to be equal to that.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't like it in you, why would I like it in me? So I'm just gonna let you hold that. I'm gonna let you suffer the consequences of your actions. You're gonna live with that forever. And I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna mend my wound. I'm gonna tend to my wound.
Like,
I'm gonna sit down, you know what I'm saying, stitch myself up, figure it out, heal, put the cast on, move forward. But you are gonna take your sentence of what you did.
right.
We will never be equal. And that's one thing I keep remind myself, because if I think of myself like this, I'm like, oh, I'm not equal to that.
Yeah, that's a real life example too. Cause like I told you, when people lie on me, that is like one of my biggest pet peeves, and it would be so easy to like tell a lie on them, but it's just like, but then now I'm a liar,
Right?
You get what I'm saying? And even I had to really learn, like, this is real growth. Necia, you don't even gotta tell the truth on how they lied on you. You don't even gotta lie. You could tell the truth, but be the fact that you're still not even going to tell the truth on how they lied, because you realize it's not even worth your time, because you're not going to get that back, and it's not worth your energy.
Amen.
Because you're going to have to go recruit that. You get what I'm saying? So it's like getting to a point of feeling like you don't got to address it, and like you say, letting them hold their own L, because eventually the truth going to come to the light. You get what I'm saying? Like, you sitting here real deal lying, and I'm not even speaking the truth on you about why you really mad.
Yeah.
That was like a deep point of maturity that I recently like realized that I've been able to like possess. I'm like, oh, you getting better. You're getting better.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Shout out to growth.
Yes.
We love that.
Accountability. Shout out. How have y'all been accountable in y'all season?
Yes.
How what is something that y'all feel like y'all have seen yourself grow from in the last 5 years, 6 months, could be a year?
What are you proud of right now?
Yeah.
What are you telling yourself you're not deserving of?
Right.
How does self-awareness show up for you?
Right.
How are you changing the patterns in your life?
Right.
Let's chat in the comments. But if you haven't already, like this video.
Like this video, share it to somebody who you think will tap in. And also,
if you and your man arguing right now, send him this video and let him know. Send this to your girl. Let her know. Listen to this. Take some notes. Write them down.
Yeah, we're both about to be accountable today.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yes, y'all. Thank y'all so much for checking in to the Good Genes podcast. Once again, we appreciate each and every one of you.
Thank you.
And there'll be more to come. Stay tuned.
See ya.
Bye.